All right, come on in, guys. Type in freedom now, freedom now, freedom now. It's so good to see you. Instagram, welcome. TikTok, McBean Immigration TV, Facebook. It's so wonderful to be here with you guys. I have a lot of updates to share with you, so be certain to stick around and watch this or be part of this live session today. Double tap the screen on TikTok. Give me some hearts and likes on Instagram and certainly on McBean Immigration TV. I'm LaToya McBean Pompy, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide at McBean Law, where we believe in immigration freedom. Freedom to be your best here, guys. That's what this is all about. We're helping you guys navigate some very, very challenging times. And you know that we're in it with you. Each day we meet with you, we hear about what you're faced with, and we brainstorm and strategize to help you navigate these waters. Guys, you can reach out to us at 914-898-9488 and or email us. Email us at info@mcbeanlaw.com and we'll be sure to give you a call back. Say freedom now, type in freedom now, and also let me know where you're joining from today. Thank you so much for being here. I see that Charles is on. Esther, good to see you. Good to see you guys. I see that Melvis is joining from Cameroon. Hey there, Georgia. Good to have you here. Thank you. I see that Jasvir from Fort Washington. Julio. Good to have you guys. I hope you're feeling well today, despite all of the craziness that we're seeing with immigration. It is still good. We've got to laugh. We've got to de-stress and we've got to come together. Okay, come together. We're in this. I see Maine is in the house. Hey there, Peter from Maine. Prix Primax is here. Good to see you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get going. So here's what I'm seeing. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing lately in the work that we're doing at McBean Law to help you to understand what's really going on out there. Okay, here's what we're seeing, and then I'm going to also talk with you about some things that are happening nationally with ICE that's pretty alarming. Now, the first issue is this: green card holders. Yes, green card holders. I want you to really be careful with what you're doing because what we're seeing now is this, and this is not to scare you guys, but this is just to put you on alert of what is really going on. What we're seeing now is that a green card holder, this is just one example, okay? I'll let you guys know when it really becomes more widespread. But a green card holder who applied for naturalization, citizenship. The N-400 was filed. The government drilled down, of course, as usual, to determine whether this person had obtained the green card correctly to begin with, because that's what they do when you apply for citizenship, okay? They want to see how you got that green card to begin with and whether or not they made a mistake in awarding you that green card. So a green card holder seeks naturalization, is denied of naturalization based on the fact that the government found fraud and misrepresentation when he or she applied for the green card. And then guess what USCIS does now, guys? What they're doing for a lot of cases like this now, they're placing these individuals in removal, okay? Removal proceedings. And this is a denial, as I've been speaking with you guys about over the last several weeks, that USCIS seems to be going back in time, looking at some of those older cases of folks who were denied years ago because of fraud or misrepresentation. And now USCIS is saying we're going to place these individuals in removal proceedings for an immigration judge to consider revoking that green card, stripping that person of their residency, and deporting that individual. If you're in a situation like this, you've got to immediately lawyer up, okay? Lawyer up. We're familiar with these types of issues. This is not new to us. We know how to fight this type of fight in immigration court. So immediately begin working with a lawyer. You can give us a call at McBean Law. We'd be happy to help you understand what your notice to appear means and how to strategize for your next hearing or your first hearing that's coming up. And for these individuals, their first hearing is in 2026. Do not wait, guys, because 2026 is right around the corner. So please note that USCIS is placing some green card holders in removal proceedings for this reason of having a denied N-400 case based on fraud or misrepresentation that they see. Now, the second issue that, or second issue is this, guys, of what I'm seeing. If you've been in the United States for a long time, many years, okay, and you have a run-in with the law, and that's putting it nicely. But let's say you got into serious trouble at one point or another here in the United States with the law, and it's a felony. And now, you've rebuilt your life, you're doing fine, you're living your life like a normal person, and then you have a little mishap and you're arrested. And it could be related to a drive-in offense. And what's happening now, guys, is that ICE is, and we're seeing it more and more, ICE is calling people into their office with your passport, with your travel document. And when that happens, it is my belief that ICE is looking to deport that individual. And we're seeing more and more cases like this of ICE calling folks in. It is not an invitation, okay? It is not a positive, great invitation to receive. If you do get this type of letter from ICE asking you to come on in and bring your travel documents with you, certainly speak with a lawyer and go with a lawyer to that check-in, because for those who I've seen at least, ICE is looking to arrest you, okay? So if you have a criminal record and you might have already served time in jail or prison, and you're just living your life, many years have passed, still speak with an immigration lawyer, because you want to be prepared for the worst case scenario, okay, which is I having another run-in maybe with the law, and then ICE calling you back in. But we're here for you. Okay, this is what we do. Don't be too alarmed when this does happen. And okay, let's see. And then, guys, on the national side of things, okay, nationally speaking, there's some big things that are happening that I'm quite alarmed by, and I think you should be as well, okay? Be sure to share this live session with others, okay? I'm asking you, do me the favor, share this. And if you're watching right now on TikTok and you have not yet started following, just hit that follow. Go ahead and hit it, okay? Do it, because it'll alert you. I've been told it alerts folks when I'm live, and you guys know how I do it. It's a hit or miss. You might miss me. Um, so follow, please. All right, here's the big thing. ICE. ICE is now, it's being reported in the media that they are planning to recruit bounty hunters, guys, okay, to look for immigrants in big groups. They're exploring a plan to hire private contractors to track down undocumented immigrants for cash, a cash reward. This means immigration enforcement, friends, could soon, the talking points that I have here in front of me says could soon be driven by profit, but I will just change that to say that it's already being driven by profit in other ways. But certainly this type of contract to private folks looking for immigrants is a very dangerous thing. It is a very, very dangerous thing. It incentivizes, going after people, whether they're going after the right person or not. We know that it's possible that they're going to make some mistakes here, and so this proposal would allow contractors to earn monetary bonuses based on how many immigrants they locate, turning human lives into numbers and incentivizing overreach, wrongful targeting, and civil rights violations. This is a mass surveillance and data sharing proposal that is on the table here, friends, that could certainly include US citizens, green card holders, uh, and undocumented immigrants, documented and undocumented immigrants in the United States. And this is a huge expansion of surveillance. This should give you the chills, truly. It should. If you care about your privacy, if you care about due process, if you care about living in a country where you feel free to go to the grocery store or to drop off your children at school or to go to work, whether you're documented or undocumented, we all want that level of freedom here. This type of expansion by having these bounty hunters, so to speak, involved in immigration operations is very, very concerning. Unlike federal agents, private contractors are not bound by the same public accountability standards. It's not as if the House Judiciary Committee, Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security, if that's what it's still called, if they could that they could just call in these private contractors and question them about what they're doing, what are their techniques, are they upholding the law? No, the accountability is very different, okay? And they're not held to the same standards as public officials. So this raises concerns about abuse, false reporting, and mistaken identity. And guys, again, I think the civil rights is that folks, civil rights are at risk here, right? We're talking about racial profiling, wrongful arrest, and privacy violations. This is, I think, a disastrous move by ICE. So we're going to continue to watch it and report out on it, but this should really, really concern you. Then, guys, here's the other issue. We all see what's going on. We watch these TikTok videos, YouTube videos, Instagram videos. We see that ICE has gotten quite brutal. I think when George Bush set up the Department of Homeland Security after 9/11, I don't think he ever imagined that the Department of Homeland Security would turn against its own people. And what we're seeing played out in front of us each day, it's really awful. And so many people think, oh, this is bad, this is bad. And but President Trump doesn't seem to think so. As a matter of fact, he told 60 Minutes, actually, in 60 Minutes interview, he said, "Well, they haven't gone far enough." That's that's how our president now views this, that ICE really, they haven't gone far enough. And he said that his administration plans to replace some ICE leaders with Border Patrol officials to accelerate deportations. We all know that they have a 3,000 arrest quota that they need to meet each day. And so now they're replacing the leadership there at ICE to become a lot more aggressive, which I just don't see how the president could possibly think that ICE they haven't gone far enough. You find these updates helpful to you to know what's going on, and just know that I'm sharing these updates with you because someone told me once many years ago, not many years ago, I haven't been doing it that long, but several years ago, he said, if I didn't hear this from you, I would have still been sitting in darkness. And that is the last thing we want, is for you to be in darkness, not during this time. You have to come to the light and know what's going on and pay attention. All right, guys. Now, with that being said, I'm going to turn this program over now to your immigration questions. Okay, let's jump back over here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do see super chat question. I'm coming to it. Okay. Charles says, Nigeria and Trump said my country is a concern. Can I travel to my country, which I'm assuming, Charles, is Nigeria with your green card. Well, yeah, there are some fighting words happening right now, right? That I can't even weigh in on. It's totally outside of the scope of what I do. But um, for now, yes, you can still travel to Nigeria with your green card, but we are watching the situation very closely because you guys know how things can change overnight with a travel ban popping up here and there. Hopefully, it will not come to that with Nigeria. Friends, again, reach out to us at 914-898-9488 or email us at info@mcbeanlaw.com. Okay, let's see. Are they still holding people for ICE appointments? Yes, they are still doing that. They're still detaining some people who go in for their ICE check-ins. Let's go up here. Guys, I'm asking that you do not spam. What do I recommend that Haitian TPS holders do? I recommend that they immediately speak with an immigration attorney to find out whether they can transition to asylum or whether they have a family-based process or even an employment-based process. It really depends. Um, that they can transition because Haitian TPS is slated to end on February 3rd. There is litigation going on, as I've said, but right now we still, that's the date that we still have in mind, okay? Next question, this is from Super Chat on YouTube, says that I have a 5-year work permit from my withholding of removal case that I won in 2023. Do I have to apply every 6 months for renewal? I'm not certain on that, Caesar. I know that some weeks ago, well, through the One Big Beautiful bill, part of the proposal a few months ago was that the green card renewal process happens every 6 months. I'm not sure which applications at this time that applies to. I'll have to loop back to that issue, and I'll get back with you guys about that. The green card lottery, to my knowledge, they are still delayed with sending out the information regarding the green card lottery. Thank you, Georgia. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Thomas. Hi there. Good to see you, Thomas. I hope you and your wife are doing well. From Minnesota, we applied with, okay. Um, Okay, Thomas says we applied with McBean Law for the I-751 in September of 2024. Online, it said we may be waiting until 2027. Is this real? Yes, Thomas, it is real. They're trying to get the 10-year green card. He's trying to see his wife through to the finish line with the 10-year green card. Consider naturalization, though, once your wife is at that 2.9 years mark of being a resident, that could certainly push the removal of conditions process further along. All right, let's go. That's why they knocked down the civil rights departments and fired lawyers and fired folks, and lawyers quit too, RT says. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of turnover at the Justice Department because lawyers find their license to be valuable. Okay, and they're just not, many lawyers are not willing to lose their license by coming up with some strategies that aren't under the law. And there's a lot of pressure that Justice Department lawyers have these days, okay? So, yeah. Let's see. Is it safe? Is it safe to attend a court session for my master calendar here in Texas? So, is it safe to attend? Try to get a WebEx hearing if you can, okay? A WebEx hearing. But most people are able to go to their master calendar hearing and walk out, right, without having been arrested. But certainly have a lawyer with you who could guide you along the way and assess the risk of you being arrested at your hearing. But like I said, most people are not arrested at their hearing. Can someone with a DWI travel outside of the country with a 10-year green card? I've been saying that it's not a good idea for green card holders with a criminal record to travel at this time. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Thank you. Let's see. A friend of mine have an interview coming up consenting marriage base, and they have now divorced. Okay, he already filed for VAWA, waiting on a receipt notice. What can he do right now? Okay, so he has an interview coming up from the marriage case, but he's now divorced from his wife and he has applied for VAWA. Are those the facts that you're trying to share here today? And if so, what's going to happen is that, certainly that marriage case should have been withdrawn. And with that interview coming up, certainly you can go to the interview and, update the government about the fact that you no longer need this marriage case and just proceed with a VAWA case. You should certainly consult an attorney before you go to that interview. Okay, let's see next. Erica says, I filed for my green card last year. It was approved, but after approving it, it was updated 16 months ago. So up until now, we did not get an interview. Can you tell me? So, Erica, what was approved for you last year? Was it only the I-130 that was approved? You filed the green card application and it was approved. And then you're saying it was updated. I need more facts. I'm not sure what you mean by it was updated. Have a one-on-one meeting. Okay, have a one-on-one meeting. Let's go here to TikTok. What would be the process if you're detained at your immigration interview? Nellie is asking. So if you're detained at that interview, they're going to transfer you at some point. Well, they're going to transfer you to an ICE field office, and then at some point very soon into the process, within a matter of days, you would then be transferred to a detention center. After that, or during that process, of course, you could have your lawyer will be looking for a way to get you out of this. Your lawyer will look to see whether you're eligible for a bond hearing. Your lawyer will consider whether you already have a removal order, because depending on whether you already have a removal order, ICE may or may not be able to deport you right away. And there's a way to keep you here longer to fight the detention. So there are a number of things that your lawyer will be looking at if you're detained by ICE at the interview. Is it true that parents who are filing for their adult kids, that process won't work? That's definitely not true. The process does work, and we still work that process. All right. The process works. Thank you for the gifts on TikTok. Again, thank you for being here on TikTok. Double tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you have not yet started following me on TikTok, please hit that follow button. Let's go over to, can a U.S. citizen parent file a petition for a 30-year-old daughter? Yes. U.S. citizens can file for adult, unmarried and married children. Let's go down a little bit. Any updates on the I-601A waiver? No updates. They are still taking a long time to process. They take 3 to 4 years, unfortunately, for a decision. Hi there, Mohammed. Thank you for being here today. If someone has advanced parole, can they travel with no fears? Esther is asking. So Esther, most people with advanced parole can travel safely and return to the United States. Again, my blanket tip is that if you have a criminal record, and also if you're in removal proceedings, certainly you should not leave the United States. Thank you guys for your gifts on TikTok. Thank you for spending this lunch hour, maybe a late lunch with me. Thank you. Thank you. Follow, double tap the screen. Thank you for those who became a fan. You've joined the fan club. One day I'll have to figure out how that works. Okay, but thank you for joining. Um, is it true that asylee green card process is paused? Yeah, there's a big slowdown right now with asylee green card, unfortunately, guys. So, for many of you who are facing these unfair delays, there's a way to move your case forward, and it's called a mandamus. Consider filing a mandamus if your work permit application is being delayed, if your green card application is being delayed, if your case is unreasonably being held up. Consider filing the mandamus, which will force the government to make that next move in your case. If you think that your case is being unfairly held up, contact us so that we could look into filing this for you. All right, let's see. Yes, asylum applicants now have to pay that $100 fee each year. Once you get that notice, follow the instructions, friends, and pay that fee. Let's see, let's go down just a little bit here. Can I file an I-130 for my mother as an adult U.S. citizen? Yes, you can. She entered illegally, and I-601A will be filed for her. Her mother is a permanent resident. Terrific. This process can work. Your mother will have to complete her process back in her country of birth because of her illegal entry. Is TPS for Haiti still stopping? Mike asked. Mike, to my knowledge, February 3rd is still the end date that is attached to Haitian TPS. However, litigation is still going on. The refugee program is pretty much suspended for everyone except for white South Africans. The government has carved out 7,500 spots for white South Africans to enter the United States, whereas everyone else, you're out, which is just so disturbing, guys, on so many levels. Do green card holders have to pay the $1,000 fee? Green card holders, the $1,000 fee, I don't know what $1,000 fee you're referring to. Please elaborate on that. I don't, there's no $1,000 fee that a green card holder have to pay to my knowledge. Let's go down here a little bit, double tap the screen. Thank you so much. Someone is asking a question about removal of conditions. My 2-year green card is up. I got 4-year extension. It's been 2 years now since I filed, and I haven't heard anything. Tammy is asking. Thank you for the gifts. So it's a 4-year process that the government has put in place. Some people are being approved at the 6-month mark, 8-month mark after filing. I've seen it go all the way up until the end. So I don't know why they've chosen to approve some removal of conditions cases so quickly, and then other cases are slowed down or delayed. But they do give you that 4-year extension. Can naturalized citizens be deported with a misdemeanor offense? Be deported? No. Naturalized citizens cannot be deported for a misdemeanor offense. I have several videos about denaturalization on my channel, that on the Horizontal McBean Immigration TV on YouTube, that platform. Watch those videos and learn a little bit about what the denaturalization process looks like and who they're going to be targeting. My understanding at this time is that the Justice Department just doesn't have a good pool of qualified attorneys to lead the denaturalization efforts. However, we know that they have a lot of money now. But the big problem for them is finding, again, lawyers who are willing to bend the rules and put their license on the line to carry out these campaigns against people. So do not worry too much about it, but certainly educate yourself about denaturalization by watching those videos on YouTube. What is immigration doing to help immigrants who are affected by the hurricane in Jamaica, especially those areas that are badly damaged? I haven't heard anything specifically about what immigration is doing. From my understanding, well, let me not speak out of turn here because I'm not even certain what's happening at the embassy level in Kingston right now. There is something that we're working on, however, at McBean Law that we were working on. A couple of us were working on it this weekend. We're going to roll out humanitarian program that would rebuild and provide food or feed certain Jamaicans. It is a passion of mine to do humanitarian work through the Daniel Society, my nonprofit, where we've worked in Africa and done some amazing things in Zambia and Africa. And so we're tailoring something right now for Jamaica. So stay tuned. We have some legwork to do to make sure this is done properly with my oversight and my leadership. I'm deeply committed to being part of the solution of rebuilding and feeding Jamaica, and we're going to do something really amazing and significant. So stay tuned for more details on what it is and how maybe you can get involved if you choose to. Let's see. How do you know if you have a criminal record? Well, have you ever been arrested? Have you ever gone before a judge? Have you ever had an encounter with a law enforcement official? For those who have a criminal record, they know that there's something there. If you're not sure about these things, of course, if you've been arrested and you later wonder, well, whatever happened with that? I remember having a small incident. There's a way that you could always search the records. You could go to a local clerk's office, county clerk's office, request some records and see what's out there if you have an outstanding warrant for your arrest. Very important that you know that detail, because you would not want a police officer to inform you of this. Okay. I have a question. If you have a case right now and the country is on lockdown, is the case still being processed? Dwayne is asking. Dwayne, yes, immigration is still moving. USCIS is still working. They're funded by your filing fees. They're not funded by appropriations. And so they are working. However, things are slowing down with them. Things are slowing down with them. Let's see. Alice says, or Elsie says, approved. I'm a VAWA approved. The adjustment of status has been sent. Oh, the I-360 VAWA has been approved and adjustment of status has been sent. However, I got court this month and I don't have the green card as yet. Am I in danger if I go to court? What court do you have? What court is this, on the criminal side or is this on the immigration court side? What's happening here? Because as we all know, if you don't show up to court, the consequences are really severe. I hope you have an attorney helping to navigate the process for you so that you're not confused. But which court are you showing up for? If you go to criminal court, it depends on why you're there. It really depends on what the offense is and where you're located and if is a sanctuary city or not. Okay, so a lot of ifs there. My fiance owed child support. He is now paying per month. Can he go for his citizenship? Colleen is asking. Colleen, I think he needs to clear up those obligations because under the tougher and stricter rules related to related to naturalization, family obligations and taking care of your family is now a very big deal to the government. So is he in the arrears? What's going on there? He should really try his best effort to show that he has consistently and is consistently, I should say, supporting his children and make a case for that. I don't know how long his obligations are for, but the government will be looking at that issue. Freedom now, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Double tap the screen. Thank you for your gifts. I see it. If you have not yet followed on TikTok, go ahead and follow now. My extension letter for I-751, can I start my naturalization after 3 years? Yeah, 2.9 or 3 years of being a resident. If you're still together with your spouse, you could do the citizenship process. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Anything about overstayers? Overstayers was, the government just several weeks ago put some threatening ideas out there that they're going to review a lot of records of folks who had ever been issued a visa, folks who have a visa abroad, and folks who are here in the United States with their visa to crack down and go after them. But as you guys know, there are so many records to run through. I have not seen anything yet that came out of those threats. Um, so you guys know how I do it. I will update you if anything big is going on that I think you need to know about. I'd like to know, what is the wait-in time to be approved of the Form I-130? Normally, the I-130 takes now 6 months to 12 months for review and approval. Green card holder, I'm a green card holder and my spouse is in the Philippines. Well, that's going to take longer. Check the November visa bulletin, which I do not have here in front of me, for what you're facing in terms of the priority date. Although the F2A category that your spouse is in is moving a little faster, but I'm unable to navigate another screen here based on how I'm set up today. Guys, my apologies. We're not having the call-in show. 40 minutes into the broadcast, I tell you this, right? Because we don't have a whole lot of time today, so I'm just answering as many questions as I possibly can. What's the approximate processing time for a consular marriage-based case with having a previous deportation? With having a previous deportation, that individual is going to need the I-212 waiver. And so you're looking at maybe another up to 2 years process for this individual because of the previous deportation. Let's go down here. What is the longest, Alma is asking, what is the longest I have to stay at the embassy of Mexico for my interview? My husband petitioned for me. The longest I have to stay. Alma, are you here in the United States? Are you leaving the United States for this process? Or are you already over there? I'm not sure. So if you're already over there, I don't know what the wait times would be for that particular embassy. Let's see, let's go down a little bit. If you have any good news, guys, be sure to share your good news in the comments so that we could share them with others and encourage them that immigration is still working and moving. Let's go down. What is the phone number of our office? Sure, it's 914, and we have it here in the chat too, 914-898-9488. I think we should pin this in the comments. Any news for DACA? Not on this broadcast today. We're still waiting for the judge to get back to work in Texas. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go down. How much does it cost to meet with you? Our consultation fees begin at $300. I checked if I had a hearing, but I didn't find anything. I was put on deportation proceedings and don't know what to do. Okay, so sometimes it does take a little time for USCIS to communicate with the removal system, so to speak. This is oversimplifying it, but you understand what I mean. And so the online system isn't always updated immediately. Sometimes it does take a little while for that to happen. But if you've been issued a notice to appear in immigration court, continue to check the online system, I would say every week, once a week, to see if there are any updates. But your notice to appear will tell you your date and time, and certainly the location of that hearing. And so plan to be there based on that notice. However, again, continue to check the online system in the event there's a change with those details. If your VAWA case has been pending for over 2 years, is it normal to not receive an RFE? It means you're on track. It means that you're okay. You know, the processing time for the VAWA is 3 years, and so you're okay. It's good that you didn't get a RFE, the request for additional evidence. Double tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Why can't I have a direct consultation with you? Kathy is asking. Kathy, certainly you can, if the time works out for you and for me. There are certain types of consultations I just don't do. Like maybe if it's on the employment side, why not? Because we have experts here who are more equipped to dive deeper with you during your consultation and issue spot and get you an answer right away or a strategy. And but most everything else, I can see you. If your case is not about an employment-based process, I'm happy to meet with you. It could happen. Just call the office and book a consultation. So, in other words, if the issue is not anything that's in my area of expertise, you should meet with the individual in our office who we've already vetted well, who knows the issues and who could help you. Don't let me get in the way of you getting your life-changing solution, okay? Okay, thank you. Let's go. Double tap the screen. Let's see, my case is at the U.S. Embassy and Consulate, but the consulate put me in administrative processing. How long will it take to get a visa? It depends on what was the reason for the administrative processing. What document did they ask you to bring back? Was it a simple issue that came up that's now delaying your case, or is it something a little bit more complex? It really depends on what's going on. Embassies like to say, oh, give us a year, 12 months. Like, oh my God, who has 12 months, right? But they like to do that. If you're waiting too long, certainly reach out to us so that we could consider whether we should do a mandamus filing for you. Any news for the U visa process? No, I don't have any. I don't have any news right now for the U visa cases. Let's see. EAD processing is taking a bit longer than before. Should I attempt to travel with a DUI conviction from 2017? Again, my blanket answer is I don't think you should risk it. Guys, remember, CBP, they tweeted just a very strange tweet a few months ago saying that if you're a green card holder and you have a criminal record and we catch you, well, we're going to arrest you. No one understood what they were talking about. I don't know if a DUI can result in an arrest at an airport at JFK right now. I don't know. And so to protect our clients, I tell them just don't travel. You might be able to come back in with no problems. Yay, good for you. But I don't want to risk it for our very own clients. So I say no to it. And saying the same thing. No updates yet on DACA, unfortunately. Let's keep going down a little bit. Someone says, count me in for humanitarian help for Jamaica. We're going to have someone on the ground down there who will be identifying the need for us in a very sharp way so that we could make sure that we're helping those who really need the help. How much do we charge to file the application N400? You will never hear me quote a fee or tell a fee in this public forum. It's just not the thing to do. And certainly it depends on, we have our fees, of course, but we'll quote it once we meet with you and we know what your background is and whether it's a complex filing or not. All right. Type in freedom now, guys. Freedom now. Thank you for your gifts and your super chats. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And guys, also let me know where you're joining from. Someone says I should run for office. I think what's given that vibe is certainly this American flag. I'm big on flags. If you guys, this American flag, it means something. It means a lot. I should run for office. Okay. Let's table that. Table that. Okay, let's go. Um, let's go down. TikTok, good to see you. Ghana is in the house. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for being here from Ghana, Arkansas. How are you handling things down there, Chrissy, in Arkansas? Um, can we appeal if a lawyer did a bad job? You might. It just depends on what type of case you have and how long ago you got your case. Your case was denied. Wisconsin is in the House. New Jersey, awesome. New York, awesome. Let's see. A friend is. Let's go down here. Answered that question already. The wait time for the I-130 with the spousal case, someone says that she's been waiting for 11 months now. Her husband is outside of the United States. Yes, as I've mentioned, the cases are starting to slow down. Contact us. You can contact us, all right, so that we could see whether your case is a good one for an expedite request or even a mandamus, all right? Again, guys, don't allow the government to unreasonably delay or stop your case. Reach out to us so that we could talk about whether this delay, you could book the consultation with me. I'd love to talk with you specifically about a delayed case that has taken too long to process and what problems it's causing you and your family. Your income could be held up, your livelihood could be held up, your health could be, a problem, or your spouse or your children. We will want to explore what's really going on and what's how this delay, this unreasonable delay, is impacting you, and make an argument on your behalf. Okay, we want to be very aggressive with your case. I accidentally registered to vote, but I removed myself from the list and I never did vote. Can I be safe to travel internationally? So, Emily, what is are you a resident? It sounds like you could very well be a resident. Here's what I would say to you. Don't apply for naturalization, okay? I'm just going to be very direct. It's going to be hard to prove that it was an unintentional registration. It's very difficult to argue that it wasn't intentional and you really didn't know what you were doing. I've seen, what happens typically for some people is they're on a college campus and there are all these voter registration drives and there's peer pressure to, sign, as the folks are going around with the sheet and signing up their friends, and then you feel left out and you don't want to feel like you're different. So you just go ahead and register. It's not, that's not unintentional. It's very hard to say it was unintentional. So I would stay away from immigration for a good while. With regard to travel, you might be okay. There's still a little bit of a risk there, but I just find that it might be very hard for customs to connect the dots to a voter registration form that you filled out years ago with your, it's not like it's on a criminal record, something that they could look at immediately in front of them when you present yourself. So I think the risk of with respect to travel is kind of low, okay? But certainly it's always at your own risk that you're traveling. Hey there, May, good to see you. It's cold in Arkansas, really? Okay, it's cold there. What's cold to you, though? That's the question. Can my sister travel on her 2-year green card to Jamaica? Yes, I don't, and unless she was placed in removal proceedings or has a criminal record, she could travel with the 2-year green card. Someone says I was wrongly arrested. Speak with a criminal defense attorney. Thank you, Jeffrey. I see that. I appreciate it. Thank you. My husband has his interview on November 12th. I wish him well. Super Maria 69, go ahead and keep us posted on how things go for him. I don't know what type of case this is. If it's a marriage-based case, get my course, okay, on how to prepare for that marriage-based interview. All right, get my course on how to do that. Let's see, how's the adjustment of status? Adjustment of status is still working. Immigration is still moving. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit. I won't tell anyone. I do see a question about what should I put on my application. I won't answer questions like that because I'm not going to commit malpractice or misguide you and you get into bigger trouble with immigration because I see that it is a marriage case and you're talking about, well, which address should I put? We have a house there and this and that is happening in another state. Let's just you can talk privately with an attorney about what should go on an application. We don't look at your work and comment on it and tell you go off and file it. We like to do our own work because we want to make sure that it's done the way we do it. Okay, let's go down a little bit. I see someone is venting here. I won't pull that up. Hey there, Sarah. I like the energy that you're bringing here today. Thank you. Miha, good to see you. Hey there, Joanne. Thank you. I love seeing some familiar faces. Freedom now. Um, Freedom now. I'd like to speak with you privately, Abby says. I would love that as well. Uh, Book a consultation. This now is a good time for a consultation. Naturalization is still moving pretty swiftly. For most people, it is still under a year, okay? It's still moving pretty swiftly. Okay, guys, what I'm gonna do now is share with you guys, as before you go, I'd love to share with you a wonderful success story that we shared yesterday to our subscribers. This is my last ask, okay? I feel like I'm asking so many things of you, but if you have not yet subscribed to our newsletter, friends, subscribe today at mcbeanlaw.com/subscribe so that you could get our success stories, our Q&As, our blogs, and immigration news. We send some good stuff to our subscribers each week. Here's what we shared yesterday. Guys, this has to do with a new push by DHS ICE. The attorneys are pushing to cut short the removal process for people who have applied for asylum, and they are recommending that these cases just be dismissed and that these individuals be removed from the United States before these people even have an opportunity to present their full case to a judge. And so in this story, it's our 20-year-old client from Jamaica. She was facing deportation. She is facing deportation, and she came to us just a few weeks before her final hearing. We successfully obtained a continuance, which is an adjournment to push her case back by a few months so that we could get up to speed, get the case prepared and strengthened for her. So the judge granted our motion for continuance, which is also rare these days because the administration is pushing for judges to move these cases through very quickly and not grant these types of continuances. But we got it it was granted, and this gave her the time needed to properly prepare her case. When ICE, however, later sought to have her application dismissed under this new policy that I've discussed with you, which allows judges to deny asylum cases without a hearing. We fought back and we prevailed. We filed a motion with the court, and the judge agreed with us. And the judge said that, agreed that she deserved a chance for a full hearing. And so our client has this hearing coming up in February, actually. This important outcome ensures that our client will have the opportunity to tell her story and seek protection for herself here in the United States. Guys, these tactics are tricky. So if you're placed in removal, you've got to know what you're doing. You've got to be willing to navigate the waters with immigration and fight back. And that's what we're doing for our clients at McBean Law. So with that being said, friends, I'm going to end now, and I will be back live tomorrow Tomorrow it is Tuesday, so I'm going to do an evening live session with you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. So if I did not answer your question today, be sure to join me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for another live session. Thanks so much, guys. Again, you can reach out to us at 914-898-9488. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.